Okay, let's start.
All right. You wrap up with your shopping endeavors, and the various summon dinners therein. Spend your money, collect your new items, and folks can deposit them where they go. Ultimately, find yourself at the edge of town once more. This time facing the north, with a crude map. Actually, I'm going to say a relatively good map. Um, Given to you by your large cat friend Harold, who is standing looking trepidatious as he prepares to kind of see you on his way. Um, and he's kind of scratching his head as he do, being like, I don't feel super great about sending you all off on your own this early in your, I guess, stay in Gallerie. Uh, but I'm not going to be able to keep up with you, and I doubt anybody else is too. You
Please
know where you're
protect
going,
John
right?
while we're gone.
He kind of points
Yes.
back to the map and points to this kind of indication of where this next settlement is that you're supposed to link up with somebody new.
Yeah, we'll be fine, Harold. You just rest up.
He chuckles and goes, "Well, not too much resting. We still have to get the larger detachment moving. We'll be behind you, not too far. If it ends up that you can't go any further forward for some reason, if you wait long enough, we'll probably catch up to you. But time is a bit of a factor." And he kind of points
Yes.
up toward the other right hand end of the map and says, "If all else fails, your plan B at this point is to go up north to the sea and see if you can find this other muse. I think you opted to go to the town first, right?"
That sounds correct.
I
Yeah.
think so.
So there was a newcomer who might be able to help you out in a town to the north, or there was an established muse named Volkova who is not particularly personable, but definitely has access to some form of artillery way up to the northeast. Uh, that you could attempt to kind of convince to your side. It's a matter of what you want to do, engage in kind of a social conversation or a subterfuge conversation, because one of these characters is more likely to help you without complaint than the other.
I say we go the direction of the person who is willing to help without subterfuge first. Because I don't
Agreed.
know, I'm not good at that, but I am good at just being nice to people.
Fidelity just kind of nods in agreement.
When I say subterfuge, I meant like sneaking onto the base. If you're talking about manipulation of
Oh.
somebody's opinion, that would be the person who doesn't need you to sneak onto a base.
Oh,
You need to convince that person to help you out. The person who's likely to help you out without convincing will still need you to physically sneak into a base.
well, let me check my stealth real quick. I got 2 in stealth. I'm fine with that. That works for me.
Like I
I'll
would
do
think
the
that
sneak.
you'd be really good at sneaking into places because you're teeny tiny.
Agreed.
And I can be even tinier.
Ah, unfortunately, that makes it hard to move things, but
True, but it will at least let me get in easily.
Get where you're going, and then you don't be as small anymore.
Yep.
he says, "Okay, I guess a couple last word of advice. There's a little what are those things called? Would it be an almanac? I suppose it would be an almanac. It's like a guide to local wildlife.
Yeah, like an almanac.
Yeah. He hands you like this military issue, like the Guardsman's uplifting primer. Clearly, this is a thing that is just handed to scouts and stuff on the regular. It actually has Caterwauden's stamp on the front of it. Remarkably small book for something that was probably made by somebody with paws. But you have seen small caterwaul that are, capable of doing such things. And he hands one to you with the map, and says, "This is a guide to local wildlife, local monsters, and some of the local notions, so that you at least have a thing to help you figure out if you see something or what you can get from them. Look it over, especially if you run into anything before you engage. There's a lot of terrain between here and where you're going. And if you ever run into, he kind of like thinks a little bit of like, how am I going to phrase this or something, like a random, I guess, element that seems out of place, like a light post in the middle of the forest or something like that. You're going to want to steer clear of those unless you're real sure about what you're doing. Those are going to take you to places that aren't here, and sometimes it can be difficult to get out of them.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Just
We'll,
look for things
keep
that
that
don't seem to belong in the terrain that you're in.
All right. Thank you, Harold. And I'll kind of pause and wrap him in a tight hug.
He
Like,
hugs
please?
back, and then he just kind of like grabs everybody else in his big ol' arms.
Yeah.
Aw.
Oh,
I give him
like-
a big ol' hug.
Please take care of Jean-Luc. He is coming into his powers, but he is a little bit behind us. And I would like him to be safe so that I may return to him.
Jean-Luc is there, kind of like waiting to do a separate hug of his own, and looks very teary-eyed.
I will break off from Harold, and I will pull him into... I will turn into my boy size so I can give him a proper hug.
Yeah, kind of chokes a little bit when he hugs him, and he goes, "You be careful how many times you die, okay?
I will be.
Like maybe once per day."
Hopefully less than that, but yes, I will be careful.
Okay.
I was like, and
'Cause
I
we
will.
don't know
I
how
will.
long that's gonna take,
I know.
and I mean, I need you to. And then he just takes his little book that he named you from, and he kind of shoves it into your chest, just like shoves it there.
I will take.
And he goes, "So you've got something to read. Do you know how to read?"
I don't, but someone can teach me if I ask. I'm sure.
Don't ask anybody else to read that.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say not me, but
I was going to offer, but okay.
We will work on the book that Harold gave us.
He nods a little bit, and he says, "Good, cause good.
Okay.
Yeah,
This will be our book, just for you and me.
good. Just bring it back. It's the only copy I've got."
I
I
will.
lean over to Evelyn and I say, "I'm reading that the second he falls asleep."
I lean over as well, using my wing to whisper, "Same."
And then I will give him a lingering but chaste peck on the lips.
Aw.
Aw.
He like sits there and shuffles a little bit, and then looks immediately like concerned, like, "Oh shit, I'm about to get in trouble," and then doesn't, and then isn't really sure what to do about that. it's like, huh. It's just like it just was awaiting, a cataclysm to occur. It isn't necessarily certain where he goes from here at this point.
That reminds me, Emmy, of in Dementia 20's Never After, their fairy tale horror campaign. One of the characters is the fucking frog prince, and he's turning into a frog again because of problems with his wife. And they're at a point where, after a conversation with her, he sits exactly like a frog does. And he just goes, disturbing.
That's kind of a funny, I like that concept. that the curse reverses itself after the rose has lost its bloom.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a ton of them in that, like, the Little Red Riding Hood ate the big bad wolf and became him.
Fantastic.
I love Ilsa. Ilsa's a great character.
I've no
but we
doubt
should
seen
focus-
eroticism done in a similar vein, but
All right.
and with that, and much hugs. Jean-Luc goes around and hugs like everybody else individually.
When I give him a hug, I'm gonna pat him on the back and be like, "Don't worry, I'll make sure he doesn't die. I'm gonna look out for him for you."
He nods, and then he kind of looks up and frowns and goes, "Wait, now you're gonna make sure he doesn't die?"
I'm trying to reassure you.
Oh, okay. Because I mean,
Like I've been
he's small,
doing
he's
that the
probably
whole
gonna
time.
die.
It's like, nah.
Okay, you should also make sure you don't die, though, because I don't think you come back from it.
No, that goes without saying. Come on, bud.
Well, does it go without saying? I don't know. Why does only the bee come back?
I don't know. Oh, hello.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
thank. My internet was not working.
Aw. We
And I was
are
trying to
saying
get out a message, but couldn't get it.
uh-huh. We are saying goodbye to our NPCs because we're about to embark onto our journey.
Oh, hell yeah.
You have received an almanac of local. I really hope that's the right word, but of like local wildlife and stuff.
Field guide.
I mean, I guess I think there's gotta be something. This will be something that I look up later, I'm sure. But you've received a yes local guide to local wildlife of hopefully between what you're going to run into between here and the next place you're going, and a map. And now Jean-Luc and Harold are saying goodbye to everybody. So Harold will lean in and like give the big old snake a hug.
No.
And be like, listen, I haven't known you for very long, but you seem all right. He says, like, not really sure how personal he should be. Don't eat people. I mean, I guess.
I mean, you didn't eat me, so I guess we're friends.
Yeah, I like that. That'll do.
That is how it works.
He kind of stops for a second and then sort of looks over and goes, Nugget, I'm not. Forgive me here, but like you're kind of new to the whole sapiens thing, right? Do you know what you've signed up for in this?
Not really, but as long as it keeps me from getting eaten, then I guess I'm along for the ride.
He kind of like his expression drops a little bit and says, actually, this probably enhances your chance of getting eaten.
Oh.
If I'm just gonna put it on a scale.
But not by you.
Well, no. I mean, I wasn't gonna eat you anyway.
Yeah, see, that's a guaranteed win.
Okay. Well, friends, he looks over to the rest of you. Welcome to an aspect of musedom. You're gonna have to navigate what it is to consent to a thing you don't understand now. Enjoy. And he just kind of like swiftly washes his hands of it as he's not entirely certain what to do in this particular situation. Jean-Luc actually kind of frowns at him and walks over to Nugget and straight up says, "Do you want to stay here with me? I mean, I guess we're not being terribly useful to this whole project, but I feel like I owe it to you."
Honestly, this is kind of fun. I've never been this far out of an enclosure, so I mean, there's been some tasty snacks along the way. I'm just gonna keep going and see where this takes me.
He nods and says, "Well, try not to. I mean, I'm sorry I locked you up in a cage."
It's okay. Things were different then.
And I think the cage was to keep you safe from foxes.
Yeah. I didn't get eaten by those foxes.
That's true.
Even that one time they broke in.
You could probably eat that fox, though.
That's what I was gonna say. This is, this works out as revenge for all of your fallen brethren. We're gonna go make some Kentucky Fried Bastards.
Go in.
Jean-Luc chuckles despite not understanding the term Kentucky, and bastard likely attributing to somebody's parentage in a way that he doesn't necessarily get in this context. But has come to realize that typically the things that Fidelity says are both nonsensical and humorous, so he'll laugh regardless.
I imagine he understands the insulting someone by calling them fatherless.
He He looks back over at Ambrose and says, "So if this all works out, maybe y'all will be stronger. You think?
I think so.
Then maybe while you're gone, I'll see if I can figure out what it'll take to rescue my village.
Okay.
I don't.
Probably more fire.
I mean, it seemed like it already fired enough.
Well,
No
true,
such
but
thing as
I
more
mean,
fire.
I
That's too
mean
much
for the
fire.
hive. Fire for the hive sounds like that might get rid of the problem.
Oh, yeah, it might. Somebody probably knows. I'll look around for it and see what I can find.
Okay.
And then he looks over to Evelyn and says, "Hey, I don't know when you'll get a chance to, but don't forget to visit your sister."
I smile at him and I lean forward and ruffle his hair and I'll say, I won't, I promise.
Okay, because she was nice.
We just got to take fight the prelacy and then I'll get to see her again. I guess easier said than done.
He will kind of back off a little bit, and then it's as though he kind of keeps thinking of sort of like last things to say, because he doesn't want people to disappear. Oh, he did have another comment, and then I forgot what it was. Crap. Oh, right. If you find Shiloh, tell him he's a butt.
Okay.
I'm going to push him down again.
Yeah.
I hold out my hand for him to high five.
He attempts to do so, but it's very ill placed. He kind of just like pushes against it, not quite getting the.
I'm like, good enough.
Yeah. Good
Actually,
enough.
I'm like, no way, kid. Let me show you. Just like make you high five several times.
Harold will kind of like look over to Jean-Luc and be like, "Why is Shiloh a butt?" And Jean-Luc's like, "I don't know. I just kind of want to see what happens." uh, uh, and with that, he will sort of like step back behind Harold and sort of like lean against him so as to not, show his worry. It is fairly obvious to those departing that Jean-Luc's lost a lot of people lately. And he's been shoring it up pretty well, but he's not feeling real great about the team leaving without him, despite understanding why it's happening.
If one were to conjure a little item, how long would it last?
It depends on what it is you're trying to make.
Like, let's say I conjured a little, a replica of Ambrose's crown sized for Jean-Luc.
Oh.
Aw.
Can I rule a cool that?
There isn't a the rough-in rules for making an object without using any particular sketch to actually permanentize the object means that the object isn't permanent, and that it's pretty obvious that it's been kind of sketched, so it wouldn't be a duplicate. It would be like in the color of your medium and kind of like vague and gestural. It probably lasts for about an hour.
Good enough. I'm gonna whip that up and flickering gold, purple, and red
Aw.
as it and just kind of put it on his head. Just like that won't last long, but it'll last long enough to see us off.
He smiles and it just kind of like hangs out there. The young prince.
Aw. I just kind of do that thing where I just kind of brush my, where an older person just kind of brushes their knuckles against a kid's cheek.
This clock.
Where it's like, yeah, just like a little, it's like that little fake punch that people do.
Mm.
And then I'll walk away because this is enough goodbye.
Yeah.
I had enough of this. He had enough of this in the Midwest.
If I goodbye any further, it might be construed as gay.
It's like we're not going to have Indiana goodbyes here.
Well, no, he hasn't invited you back in for a second helping yet, so.
That's true.
It
it says it's time to go. Then when you move from the living room to the front door, then from the front door to the porch, then from the porch to the car, and now 3 hours have passed.
Yeah, they will back off, and Harold will kind of like wave goodbye as well, to see you all off before they kind of turn for the gates, and you can kind of see a kind of racked sob that comes out of Jean-Luc once his back is turned, as perhaps the events that have transpired over the past week are starting to catch up, now that there's no specific like person to share it with, or current terror on the horizon. But Harold comforts him, so he doesn't seem to be alone.
That's good.
Poor baby boy.
But the rest of y'all are. There is a dirt road heading north, to the right of a forested area, and not but the frontier in front of ye.
I'll kind of stare at it nervously and roll my shoulders, and I'll say, "Never been camping. Except for that one time my father took me out into the woods and left me to try and make me a man."
Oh man, I love that.
My dad taught me to throw knives. Now I'm gay and I throw knives.
Or knives.
It reminds me of the comic with the crow. Oh, son, women are lying, duplicitous succubuses. That cannot be trusted. Wow.
That was the most metal thing I ever heard.
Yeah. Post transition.
Y'all may kind of determine your. This is going to be there's a bit of a journey ahead of you. If you're moving in transformed state, so moving at speed, where those of you who can manifest, wings and or four legs, can kind of like move with regularity, you could probably make the trip to this next town in a week, maybe a little longer. But that's with a pretty steady pace. It may take a while for y'all to kind of get into that rhythm. Some stuff will happen on the way, but your only major goal right now is travel. So if there's any conversations you want to begin with or something, it is assumed that you're just heading northward.
I would like to do something after we camp down.
Okay. So we can just kind of travel for the day, until you're all ready to kind of like chill out, unless somebody has something specific they want to do on the way.
Not that I can think of.
Nope.
The initial journey outside of Caterwallin is pretty timid. You get an opportunity to look through your nifty little guidebook that you've gotten. It's detailed. It's not detailed. It's expansive. The details are actually kind of slim because this is literally meant for sort of like their traveling infantry or somebody going from one place to another to recognize a threat and avoid it. But there's a lot of stuff that it covers. Apparently this place is pretty well populated with various wildlife. Some things that you read are pretty concerning. Some things that are concerning about the things that you read are concerning are the complete lack of information about said concerning things, when the only information it's giving you is, if you see one of these, avoid it. There are a couple of handwritten notes in there about various details, some identifiable plants that are safe to eat, various wildlife that and that you can usually reliably find. Most of them actually look like they have canvas contemporaries. There are rabbits you can catch and various things like that. You're noticing plenty of homes, kind of as you first start out, just along the road in the areas that are still within sight of the keep. But as you kind of get out of sight of the keep, you go over hills and through valleys and stuff like that. Those houses begin to span out until once you've hit like the open road, the road isn't really maintained anymore. It's become kind of rocky. It's still present. This is a traveled path that goes between these two keeps. But there's a little less guard going on. And according to the map, there are guard towers between here and there, but they're not always manned. This is a difficult place to keep clear of the wildlife, essentially. So it's mostly like, if you're traveling this path, you need to travel in a caravan that is armed well enough to keep itself safe.
Okay.
Fair point.
You get actually to your first tower, which does have somebody in it. Probably after about 4 hours of walking. Or travel. Actually, y'all are moving pretty quickly because you can move pretty quickly. So I'd say about your first 2 hours, you see your first tower, and are able to go past it. And there is somebody in there. There's a couple of caterwaul that are just kind of like, or actually probably just one. That's running a shift in there who kind of waves. There's no checkpoint to go through. This is a big open area and stuff, but it's just sort of like society is still existing out here. You keep going, and a couple hours later, you'll see another one. Probably still has somebody in it. Might just be one. Looks bored as hell. Might even be asleep. But by the time you get to your last one, toward the end of the day, there's no one in it. There's a couple of supplies. Looks like some of the supplies are missing. There's a little guide there of like, if you need a place to sleep or something, there's a cot in the back. And assuming you're going to log an entire day moving, once you get past that one over there, you don't really run into another one.
Okay.
Right on.
Until the evening cometh. And you are hungry, and it's time to find a place to stop.
Okay. I'll look for a place that's like a little bit of a clearing in the trees off of the road, where we won't like start a forest fire.
Mm-hmm.
But like it'll also be a little bit harder to see us.
You can go inward into the woods a bit.
Okay.
Until you're not immediately visible. Any kind of fire in there is probably going to be visible. It's just going to produce smoke and likely a little bit of light. But you're deep enough in that you could probably hear them chomping about if somebody was trying to sneak up.
Okay. Perfect.
Like, Fidelity actually looks like pretty decent spirits. It's like going around gathering firewood, having tasks to focus on.
Well, you seem chipper.
Just like, I like camping.
I never saw the appeal, if I'm to be perfectly honest.
I haven't really done any camping myself.
It's like, that's great.
I assume my life is camping. Or was.
I don't know. I mean, you did live in like a huge house.
Does a hive
Kind of
count as a
like a
house?
hive.
I think a hive counts as a house.
For the insect world, it's positively an apartment complex.
Yeah, it's pretty like a huge building, like a whole city.
It's a whole metropolis, yeah.
It's like, Ambrose, you poser, city boy.
Everybody stops and looks at Nugget.
Yeah.
Just like Metropolis? Where'd you learn that big word?
It's on one of the paintings.
Fair enough. I'm just like, nah, it's great. You get to like go out and just like reconnect with nature. Like, can just feel, the earth under you. It'd just be like, get out of everything that's expected on you. Just go be dirty in the woods for a while.
Yes, and every mosquito in a 20-mile radius comes to say hi.
Yeah, and it makes you tougher.
It just makes me.
I eat them.
Yeah, see? Nugget's got the right idea. I mean, I'm not going to eat them, but like, that's coping. That's figuring it out, getting back to your roots.
That's a lot of protein, depending on how full those mosquitoes are.
I'm sure that's true.
Wait,
Why are you like this?
is it okay if I eat mosquitoes?
Yes. I don't
Yeah,
see
of
why
course.
not.
Mosquitoes are the bane of all existence.
Listen, you're a bird. I want you to eat every mosquito you see. Eat that.
I don't know. I've just seen a lot of people eating off of plates recently.
Yeah, we got different ways. No plates out here, though.
That is true. More running water, or heaters, or
Yeah.
silk sheets.
Living by our wits.
I want my silk sheets back.
Grow stronger. Just like pat her on the back.
Like, you could have silk sheets once we stop the Prelacy expansion.
I guess. Maybe we can get Shiloh to make me some silk sheets.
With his bite?
I guess.
Okay.
What sheets?
Speaking of living off our wits, I'm gonna summon food.
Smart.
Oh, right. Yeah, we can just do that. Well, that takes some of the...
But I can do that. Don't claim my abilities for yourself.
And it's like, oh, right. Oh, also, I just make a silk sheet with my, with my circlet and just wrap it around me and just, like, smile really shittily.
Any minute now, one of you is going to remember that you can actually just waywand to the canvas and go to bed if you want to.
That's true.
Oh, wait,
Except
we can
my
just-
way one. Go on.
Sorry, go on. We can just go to the canvas?
Waywand.
Well, so you can use the inscriptions that you put on your waywands when you first got here to return to the memory of the place that you came from. It's actually not the canvas; it's a painted world, but it looks like it. So yes, you can return to the memory of your room.
Oh, nice. I forgot about that. I will wave my hand and, like, a elegant door appears in the ground, and I'll say, "I'll see you all in the morning." And I open it and step in.
And it's like, hey, wait.
What?
It's like, you asked me why I'm like this, and I just kind of like, flex an arm and just like pat my bicep. It's like, because I got tough and stronger. You should do it too. It's for everybody.
Anyone want to sleep on silk sheets with me?
What's a silk sheet?
I hand the silk sheet to
Ambrose.
Ambrose. There's like this.
Oh, this feels very nice. I see why you might miss it.
It's lovely.
Kind of shiny.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I would like to have that as a chiffon.
That's a
Hey,
typo.
He just kind of looks like vacant for a minute.
I was about to respond, and then I realized Ambrose wouldn't know, despite the fact that John knows that chiffon is a type of fabric, not a piece of clothing.
I know it
Somewhere
on
out there is a notion that is listening to you that says, chiffon D's nuts.
I know that from Interview with the Vampire.
I was gonna say I know that chiffon mostly from fucking a sapphic song called Silk Chiffon.
Nice.
Okay, so depending on who is going to join you, because you don't have to go alone, other folks can traverse this as well.
I will join her.
You find yourself down 2 people, so it doesn't actually create a doorway. It creates kind of a fence post, which is just sort of a indicator that there is an entry here. If you travel into it, it'll be some icon that is representative of the destination, so you can decide what that is. It'll be a artifact in the ground that kind of like just sort of is recognizable as a pathway into the stream.
Mm-hmm.
Fidelity is staying here in the real world to enjoy the camping experience.
He sleeps, and a snake comes and swallows him in his sleep, and that snake was Nugget.
I would love it if fucking like someone wakes up and Nugget is just like lazily gumming on their leg or something. Thinking she's eating on a worm or pecking at hay or something.
Just climbing there like a sleeping bag.
I probably wouldn't do that.
Probably.
The Vinces will stay as well.
It's like you guys are cheating yourselves out of a great growing experience.
Have fun.
I'm going to stay out here and build character.
All right, Calvin.
Oop.
That was out of character as me referencing Calvin and Hobbes.
I know.
What is the nature of the fence post? What is your little visible piece here?
Oh, the thing that connects it.
Yeah.
I will say it is a
Monopoly man looking down upon the lower classes.
an empty doorway.
Okay. The doorway looks a little bit like probably the door to your bedroom.
Yes.
And as you step through it, it's not a hard portal from one to the other. It's like this gradual traversal into a different kind of mind space. And for a while there, you can still see the dirt on the ground, and then you can kind of see the tile of your house. The wood floors and stuff begin to come through. You begin to see hanging pictures that were on your walls that are hanging on the trees. And bit by bit, this sort of surreal experience of walking through this thing gives way to a full copy of your home on the other end of this door. And as soon as you kind of walk through it, which I think Ambrose joined you?
Yes.
Yeah. As soon as you walk through it and kind of close that door behind you, thus shutting what's in-game called the foyer. But like you close that, you're just sort of back home. And it's a very like strange experience as soon as you get in there, because you still look like you still you're still manifested. Nothing's necessarily changed. The dirt's still on your feet, but like the last time you were in this house, you were taking bullets from your family, so that's a little concerning. It's dark outside in the same way that it was dark when you entered, but the weather is different, the temperature is different. You don't smell the trees anymore. It all just kind of feels like stepping back into a place that you don't feel the same way to be in. And you can hear crowds below. You can hear the sounds of glasses tinking, partygoers mingling, all sorts of stuff. It occurs to you that what you have returned to is the point that this memory was recorded, the night that you were having that party.
Oh boy. I'll just kind of hug myself.
Are you okay?
I don't know.
Is this a bad memory for you? It seems like other than the noise, it seems pretty decent.
It's the night I fell through the gallery.
Oh,
I don't know. I suddenly feel like I don't belong here anymore. Sorry for my whining.
no, I don't consider it whining. You have had a difficult time of things in your world.
Well, I mean, I never got along with my family, with them trying to kill me.
That was very tragic, and I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I can relate a little. When I returned to my hive after my awakening, they attacked me as well.
Let's here, give me a moment. And I will exit into the hall and come back. I'll be gone for a moment, and then I will come back blowing dust off of an old dollhouse. And I'll say, this used to belong to Virginia.
It is
I
very
think-
nice. Did
It
she
is.
sleep in here? Was she as small as me?
You've met her, no.
Well, yes,
Uh,
but I didn't know her when she was younger.
No, it's for toys.
Oh,
But, and I'll open it up, this fully decorated, like, elaborate thing. And I'll point and I'll say, see, it's got a little bed.
perfect. And Ambrose will make himself small and just kind of fly in there and lay on the bed.
Is it comfortable enough for you?
Very.
All right.
I imagine it's made of wood. It actually might have like cloth on it. It's probably a nice piece.
It is.
It's likely a wooden replica that has like some semblance of a soft cloth bed, like a stuffed mattress or something.
Mhm.
And the somewhat inconsequential weight of somebody that size doesn't really deform it in a way that is all that concerning. I'm vaguely disappointed that you're not from the wet line because we could reenact the Barbie Dreamhouse sequence from Barbie.
Yes,
You just
that would
kinda
be so cute.
Get up and use all the equipment and none of it works.
Yup.
But I'll say, if it's not soft enough for you, I can use some of my old clothing to make it softer.
That's all right. This is plenty soft. It's not as soft as the silk sheet, but it is far more comfortable than sleeping in a sticky little hole, I think.
Good night, Ambrose.
Good night, Evelyn. Thank you for letting me join you.
Love you, little
Bart!
bud. And then,
Bart, where the hell are you?
no, why? No, why is? No.
There is a sound of a thumping coming up the stairs, and emerging around the corner is your mother. And she looks directly at you, holding this dollhouse, and goes, "Bart, what are you doing with that? You just came down here, made a scene, and now you're playing with dolls? Put it down. Like, what? You just gave a big old speech and mingled around in the gayest looking costume I've ever seen you in, aside from whatever this one is." She clearly doesn't seem to be comprehending bird in front of her, but is rather internalizing strange outfit.
I'm tired, Mother, and
Don't you I'm
someone-
tired, Mother me? This whole party was here for a reason, and you're blowing it.
well, maybe I don't want it.
Oh, Don
Poke his head out and whisper, "Should I sting her? I can sting her."
Part of me sucks in a breath, like, but then the other part is like, wait, she's not real. This isn't really her. This is a memory. I'll say to Ambrose, hold that thought.
Okay.
So, in other words, we have an idea. Oh, an idea. How gauche. Not now for her. The mace. No, I'll just say, hold that thought. And I'll say, as for the dollhouse, a friend of mine mentioned their young daughter, and I was just cleaning it up, and I plan to give it to them.
She sighs and goes, well, that's very good of you, I suppose. Ask your sister first. She might want it for hers, if she ever ends up with one.
I snort and I'll say, Virginia, please. Not in this reality.
Not that you're much closer.
Bum,
And
bum, bum.
even though she's married, Abigail has yet to produce.
Well, I'm sure she's trying. Either way, ask your sister. It's not your dollhouse.
I will. I'll ask her in the morrow. I set it down.
Get dressed and come mingle properly. Have a real conversation. We didn't put through all the money to host this just so that you can go claim you have a headache.
I'll say, fine, I'll mingle for a little bit and then I'm going to bed.
She sighs and like throws up her hands and goes, "It sure is good that $300 has disappeared on this evening." She says as she like trots away. Fidelity mercifully not being able to hear that price tag.
Mm-hmm.
Like Fidelity would be like $300. You didn't pay that for like just the table.
Cue Evelyn being mortified.
That's less than a TV.
Now it is.
I'll turn to Ambrose and I'll say, the camping is starting to seem almost preferable.
No, we can return. I can make you a sheet too.
You would do that for me?
Of course. Just like the scarf I made for Harold.
I'll pick you up and I'll give a slight. I don't have lips, so a literal soft peck on the head.
That's fine. Little tap of your beak.
Yeah, and I'll say,
Everyone's just like, bird!
it reminds me of fucking FCG from Critical Role. He has problems with a bird called Shithead who constantly shits on him.
Amazing.
I'm sorry, I've been sitting over here this whole time thinking, but you can't simply excuse yourself by saying you have a headache. You simply take some laudanum, close your eyes, and let things go on with it.
We'll exit back out.
You head back through the doorway. Eventually, the dirt kind of returns under your feet. There's perhaps this moment of concern of like, what if this hadn't worked? But you eventually work your way back to the fence post and find the campfire back on the other side. She's been gone for a grand total of 10 minutes, something like that, before emerging once again from sort of behind a tree. In this weird sort of like off to the side space, looking a little haggard, and carrying a dollhouse, I think, unless you left it there.
Yes, I brought the dollhouse.
You show up carrying the dollhouse and are standing there, dollhouse in hand, as Fidelity and the twins and Nugget are kind of like looking up to see you there. And as you are standing there, the dollhouse, bit by bit, begins to fade into the air as a medium just disperses.
Well then, I'll sit down and I guess I will be roughing it with you, Fidelity.
Not too rough. And Ambrose will produce the he will use his earrings to bring out, or he will use his. Damn it! Let me look. I have to actually look at my sheet for this because I can't remember which part of my thing
No,
lets
they
me
were
make
earrings.
clothes.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
yeah.
earrings are what's making the clothing.
Oh, the jewelry ability is the one that lets me make mundane clothing. So I will
Right,
make
yeah.
I will pull out I will pull out of my earring a silk sheet similar to the one that Fidelity has introduced me to, but it will be colored like a kind of like the color of Evelyn's feathers.
Mm-hmm.
And I will offer it to Evelyn. I'm like, I hope this makes your sleep better.
I'll take it and wrap it around myself with a smile and a nod, and lay down on the cold, hard ground.
In the meantime, while they had departed, what took place?
I was going to be hanging out with the other three.
Y'all have a kind of 10-minute span there if you wanted to have any specific conversation. Whilst you had assumed that the others would be gone.
If go ahead.
Um. Yeah. Vincetta. Well, we'll ask. Fidelity. So you went camping a lot?
It's like, yeah, I'd go camping with my dad and my brothers, friends. I was in Boy Scouts, 4-H. We didn't really camp in 4-H, but spent a lot of time in sleeping in barns. It's kind of like camping.
Ooh, barns sound really luxurious.
You got to sleep in the barn, Nugget says. All I had was my coop. And that thing was airy.
We didn't even really get that all the time. A
Look,
lot of times it was just one long rod that we all stood on.
why would they have a problem with it being an airy? That's where birds live.
Well, we weren't really an outdoorsy family.
Oh, you guys have been missing out. By the way,
So
a chiffon is also a decorative ribbon that goes on dresses, John, and it is often made of silk.
Okay. I was just
Oh,
referring to my favorite, what
yeah.
the fandom refers to as the gayest interview scene, where Claudia goes out for her first hunt, and Lestat's like, I don't know if I like that skirt on her. And Louis like, it's chiffon, it has movement.
Oh, they're so messy.
As y'all are sitting there chatting, did you make a campfire? Was that a thing that happened?
Yeah.
Okay. You will see little glowing points of light kind of appear in the trees. One like catches your eye, and there's a little thing up there hopping around. And for a very alarmed moment, you're worried that like a chunk of flame, like a not a spark, but like a full chunk of wood might have flown up and is catching the tree on fire. But like closer examination, just kind of reveals this small point of flickering light that has almost like googly eyes that is looking down from the branch, and then next to it is another one, and then a couple more just kind of pop up here and there. Their little eyes kind of going googly as they're looking at it, and they'll hop around like little birds and start hanging out near the fire.
Oh, they're so cute.
I shouldn't eat them, right?
Probably not.
Do
Okay.
we? Are they back yet?
No, this is during the point that they're still gone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who has our guidebook?
I assume that was left with y'all rather than having it go into another dimension with somebody else.
Yeah, I would have left it with Fidelity.
Okay. Say,
I'll hand it over to Vincetta.
oh, great. Fine. And she shifts into a humanoid form to take it.
I was like, do you want me to look through it?
No, I've got it.
I want to shift down to being a chicken so I can be small with them.
They are kind of it's almost like an emoticon version of a fire. Like they're almost comically round. They've got little tufts of flame on the top and these kind of like fluctuating eyes that are just kind of like popping up all over the place. And they'll sort of like shift around and hop back and forth and just try to be near the fire.
Perfect. I'm also very round with little eyes.
Aw.
But as you get close to them, go ahead.
I just wanted to confirm. I'll try to see if I can find them in the guidebook.
You're futzing around, and while you're doing it, Nugget specifically because you're so close to them, you start to feel this kind of buzzing that you recognize as the feeling you get whenever you're trying to communicate kind of mentally to any of the others. These things are speaking that same language. They're kind of beaming information directly into your mind by virtue of like sympathetic vibration. And the things that they're saying aren't necessarily language, but they are conveyance of idea, mostly like warmth and curiosity, and general interest. They seem friendly.
Oh.
And you're digging around and you recognize it under a section labeled local whimsies, and it just says candles. And there's not much written down about them other than non-threatening, don't be concerned, and if you're trying to get rid of them, shut down heat sources in the area.
Oh. Okay. Well, apparently they're called candles, and they're harmless. And if we want them to go away, we just need to put out the fire. They apparently like it warm.
I probably wouldn't try to eat one because they kind of look like they're made of fire. I don't know if that would burn you.
Doesn't really seem like they're that hot to Nugget. Feels more like an appearance thing. Your greater interpretation is that they're made of paint. They give off the same kind of vibration that you do. You actually find that you can probably talk to them, but whether or not they would understand it is kind of comes down to the complexity of their. How did I get dinged? That's interesting. Hang on, my
Somebody
doorbell just went
pressed
off.
your doorbell.
Yeah.
I've heard that's what happens when somebody's at your door.
Ever since I started taking estrogen, I've been so scared of doorbells.
I'm sorry. I won't say I'm scared of doorbells. Doorbells, and when I'm staying at places that have doorbells, do startle the shit out of me because I've never lived in a place with a doorbell. It's just like when I stay at Lauren's, people will ring her doorbell and I'll freak out because I don't expect the sound.
I was worried that it was the doorbell on my camera, which is on my back fence. So it's sort of like,
Oh.
why would that be being rung? But no, it's somebody who has a patch on their shirt, so they're clearly trying to sell something, and
That's fair.
will not be. So
Nope.
continue. You feel like you could probably communicate back to them using the same way, but whether or not they would understand it is anybody's guess. They don't seem to be
Yeah.
trying to communicate complexities to you.
I'm going to try to touch one.
You go over to poke it, and you do, and it's okay for a second, and then it's hot. It's like sticking your hand in a candle.
It's like, yep, they burn.
It sort of looks up at you and watches you do it. And eventually we'll just kind of like hop away. Like, stop poking me.
I'm only holding my finger there till it burns, and I'm just like, oh, yep, they burn. It's not like angry about it. He's just like, oh, gotta quit. His emotional reaction is, oh, gotta quit doing that. I've done something to hurt myself just to test out what it is.
Fire hot.
This
Fire
is
indeed hot.
this is an average day for me.
Mhm.
I would 100% use the taser to see if I could handle it. Um, it's like, yeah, man, I remember staying in the cattle barn at the state fair. You got to sleep with all of the overhead lights on. Like, you can take shampoo, but there's no hot water anywhere, so you just kind of, wash your hair and then rinse it out with ice cold water from a hose.
As
You.
you're talking, the candles that are up above get brighter in clusters, almost like pods of lights in the barn that you've described, and their color turns incandescent. So it's like white lighting coming down in a way that sort of accents your story.
White light running through my mind. All right.
It is unpleasant, as was the state fair, but it does illustrate the point well.
Just kind of fascinated by this.
And shortly after your thought concludes, they return to kind of normal color.
Just like, it's nice. There's nobody out here to, be mad at us for being here. We can just kind of chill out.
That is true. That is true. So, Cat Wallen seems a nice place, but at the same time, it's good to get out.
Yeah, I'm pretty. I think it's worn out its welcome. The shine's kind of off on that place. Like, it was cool at first, but I just like, yeah, I'm good.
It was very loud.
Because you keep starting fights with people.
I keep responding to people who start fights with me. I think you mean.
Um,
And what am I supposed to do? Just let people walk on me?
would result in a lot less fights.
It's like, yeah, but it'd result in a lot more walking. But you don't stand up to people, they don't, stop.
And
If you don't stand up to people, they eat you.
What are they? What are they gonna do?
Like, keep humiliating you? Like, take stuff from you? Like, make sure you feel like a piece of shit all the time? I mean, you went to high school.
Yeah, but what's wrong with school?
It's like, yeah, didn't you learn that you can't, like, ignore bullies?
I learned to, read and write and do math.
It's like, yeah, but that's like the small part of it.
What kind of school did you go to?
I just shrugged and it's like, I don't know, high school. Like public one.
School is that thing for children, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Where kids learn how to, like, deal with other people and, like, play basketball and stuff.
School has become a very different place than how much was it? 40 years?
It's like I wouldn't know.
Wow, yeah.
It doesn't seem that different based off like some of the movies my dad made me watch. Except like you're not allowed to just run by and grab chicks' boobs anymore.
Wait, chicks have boobs?
Not like actual bird chicks, like girls. Like it's
Oh.
no longer considered adorable if you sneak into the girls' locker room. It's real gross. I don't know how that was ever allowed.
Wait, so the roosters were allowed in the hen house?
That's what I gather. I wasn't there. I guess I could be.
Ooh,
Huh.
that's a lot of trouble. You're gonna get a lot of fertilized eggs.
We still have those.
She's not wrong. She's kind
It's-
of right. You should say.
I mean, it's... You gotta sneak a peek now and then. There's nothing wrong with that. And besides, the girls did it too.
I don't know why, but it seems less bad when the girls do it. This kind of scratches his head, like contemplating this. It's like it's not right.
Deep questions with fidelity.
You'd think it was the same thing, yeah.
As you're talking, the candles on the branches are kind of looking at each other as they're trying to contemplate these same things. And every once in a while, like three of them will just to get will come together and just kind of become a disembodied breast. It's just like a set of tits that's sitting on the branch, and then they'll
on.
pop off each other as they're not certain why they're staying in this form.
Hold on, we have to stop this conversation right now. Check that out. That is one hot tit. Get it?
I get it.
You're not there.
I'm saying I, the player, get it.
I know.
Although
Okay.
when your two compadres do return, they see the bunch of y'all sitting around all these little candles and just a set of boobs on a on a branch that then pop
Amber's
back
just
into
like-
little flames. You kind of like get the feeling you caught somebody browsing the wrong part of the internet.
I'll just stare at that and blink.
Hot tits.
I didn't think it was that kind of tits that flew.
They're like yours, but without feathers.
I made a fire. Like literally hot. Get it?
Yeah, I got it.
We got it too, but we didn't want to give you the satisfaction.
Good. Don't give it to him. It'll go to his head.
It's like decide to come back out here and grow as a person with the rest of us.
No, it was the exact memory of when I left. So my mother was there, at least in memory of her demanding I come down to the party and chastising me like she has all my damn life.
Ah, man, that sucks.
I offered to sting her.
I was really tempted, but I think leaving was just our best bet.
I hold out my hand for Ambrose to give me a tiny fist bump.
I will give him a tiny fist bump.
It's like, good job, bro.
How
Up on
hot
the
are
tree,
these
there are
little
two
candles?
candles that give each other fist bumps and then they explode
Aww.
in little sparkles.
Huh.
The other ones are all kind of like looking at it.
How hot are those candles?
Like just candle heat. You can kind of pass a hand through them, but if you linger there, it'll bite you.
I want to pet one of them.
You could do
One of the ones that was a boob.
that one was up in the tree, but the ones that are around you will get pets. Your feathers get a little toasty, but it's otherwise okay.
Nugget touches it. What is this glorious thing? as just the lesbian flag slowly comes into appearance in the background.
Um, it's like, you hold on. We're having a conversation, about, standing up to bullies.
And
Like,
something about chicks with boobs.
girls or women, not birds.
But Evelyn is a bird with boobs.
Yeah, I mean, kind of.
Nugget just protests. Like, there's a lot of bird allegory going on here, and I demand that we face it.
This is birdism.
I don't like that y'all have been appropriating bird culture.
It's like, the Vinces are saying that I get in too many fights, and I'm saying that I'm not going to let bullies treat me like I'm some chicken.
Wait a second.
Oh, geez. That probably means something different now here. Just like you went to some kind of school, right? Like in like some kind of fancy rich kid school.
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I went to
With silk sheets and bedposts.
yes, I went to Bloomington Academy for boys.
It's like, yeah, so you know what school's like. You learn pretty fast. You stand up to bullies or they walk all over you.
The boys used to beat me up in the yard
Yeah,
for being
see?
for not being a man enough. I kind of curl my wings tight around myself as bad memories come back.
I just put an arm around her. I'm just like, see, that's why I want to make you a tough girl. It's okay for girls to be tough.
No, it was an important lesson for me that why should I'm sorry. I was always told to act in a certain way how my father wished, but I quickly learned that no matter what I did, I would never be accepted by these people anyways.
But that is okay because you're not with them now. You're with us. In another world.
See, that's why I'm saying this is important. Because, like, you didn't get to be who you are because you couldn't stop people from, forcing it out of you. So, like, how am I supposed to stand there and let some bitch cat in the locker room, like, fucking bully me? I wouldn't let him do that to you guys either.
Thank you.
That guy deserved to get his fucking nose punched.
I would have put worms in his bed. We were
I
trying.
like that too. I'm just saying, my fights were justified, and if people weren't being assholes, then I wouldn't have had to swing.
That is fair.
I don't want to get in fights.
I think you do.
I think
I
you
really
partially
don't.
do, yes.
I really don't.
No, I learned that I know I was born into privilege, but I never felt like I belonged there. Like I was never wanted. You know? I know I must sound whiny and pedantic.
Note to the director: this message falls flat when the character is holding silk sheets.
Yeah.
She appreciates the finer thing. I'll be back in a minute. I gotta get pizza.
Okay.
Have a pizza these fists.
A little bit forced.
I did my best. Come on.
A for effort.
I don't have time to vet every syllable. Did my best.
Y'all are feeding me trash and I'm trying to build greatness. Unless there is a specific other actionable, y'all can kind of chat till you want to go to sleep, and then the next day can come.
Mhm.
I don't know if you
Okay.
wanted to hit those favors at some point or not.
I actually am waiting for everybody to go to sleep because I want to do something.
Oh, okay.
Ambrose will approach Nugget, and he will be like, "Nugget, your new long form seems very soft. May I rest in your feathers?"
Absolutely. Also,
Thank
BRB,
you.
I'm getting a call.
Okay. And he'll like make a little like makeshift impromptu bed like under a couple of Nugget's snake feathers.
I think isn't Nugget currently a chicken?
Nugget is currently a chicken.
Okay.
Even
Well,
better,
then
you
he'll nestle in her chicken feathers then, like on her back, like you see those photos of chicks with their like heads just peeking out of their mom's feathers.
Yeah.
That's gonna be Ambrose.
I was gonna say, can you imagine how comfy it would be to just kind of like, make a little bed under a chicken's breast feathers?
Be
You
very
can be
warm.
incubated. You could be incubated.
Could be, but I don't think I want to be incubated.
Ambrose just snuggles in and goes, "Ha, I'm poultry." And then I imagine bit by bit, people will begin to adjourn unless they have additional things they wish to say.
Not currently, no.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Just in time to go to bed!
Yeah.
Ambrose has tucked into Nugget's chicken feathers and is taking a siesta.
My heart.
Everybody else can start to go to bed. As the fire begins to kind of die down a little bit, the little candles will sort of gather around its last dying light, and as the light is fading, a few of them will just kind of like wander off, content that the heat source is going to die out, and off to find something else to do.
I want so bad to just set one on each of the tips of my antlers. Now he thinks they'll burn his antlers.
Coward.
Shut up. What's it?
And then, yeah, I think people have gone to bed if you want to do whatever it is you wanted to do.
I'm gonna sneak way off into the woods. We'll find a little, either sit on the road or in a little clearing if I can find one, and just kind of like feel that favor.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just be like, "Can I speak to Lace?"
There is a sort of like strange as you're walking out. I'm going to assume you go to the road because you don't know what's further into the woods, but you do know where the road was.
That's true.
So the you head off in that way, and it's dark out there, lit nicely. There is the general ambient music that Gallerie kind of always has. It's a mix of just the sounds of the wild, but also like it just kind of feels like there's always a backtrack that fits the mood of the area, so to speak. And as you kind of tumble this thing in your mind, you're not entirely certain how to like activate it, but you sort of will at it. You speak to it using either your thoughts or your voice or whatever. You engage with it directly, And as you do so, it just sort of snuffs out, like it kind of cracks and goes away. And there's this moment of quiet that you're not really sure if you broke it or if like that was approached weirdly or something like that. In the meantime, some of the whimsies, the little candles had kind of followed you to the edge because you were just something that was active.
Yeah.
And they were like trying to see what was going on or
You're
whatever.
just curious little
Yeah,
fella.
they're just looking around.
I love them.
As little like yellow and red, flames. And you do this, and your token just kind of goes away, and then all of the candles there suddenly like shiver as though there's a little thing that goes up their spine, and all of them along the border turn blue. There is this sort of like bluish yellow that they all kind of turn, and they're looking at each other, and then they shiver again, and there's a sudden scattering, and all the little candles disappear. You are left in the darkness of the evening, and you begin to just kind of like feel bit by bit tiny little raindrops of sort of like warm rain, like the lightest of sprinkles that begin to rain down from around you. Which was not weather that you had really experienced in Caterwall while you were there. You're further out. Y'all have been traveling all day long, and you've been traveling at speed, but this is not weather that you have specifically encountered.
His remains sitting there cross-legged with his hands on his knees like he's seen in movies, people doing seances and stuff.
Mm.
This is just the thing you do for mystical stuff. The hair on his back standing up as, the quiver of the fear of the unnatural runs through him, and he holds back with pure stubbornness, refusing to admit to himself that he's afraid.
It takes a while, longer than you would necessarily like immediately get. But eventually you kind of see this sort of like form come out through the sky of this sort of like falling, tumbling, gelatinous creature that lands just at an unceremonious pile as though dropped in front of you. And then eerily it is drawn up as though by a string. And kind of takes the shape of this almost jellyfish-like object, but instead of tentacles and the kind of gills that you would see on like a man-o-war or something, these shapes, these translucent shapes, clearly resemble like interior organs, like there's intestines and lungs and stuff that are just kind of like hanging from this thing, that are sort of churning as though alive. But not colored. They're all just kind of like these foamy mockeries, gelatinous mockeries of it. And this face sort of like turns to face you in this somewhat disjointed, asymmetrical featured. And you hear a voice that you have heard before. And it just says, "Lace, here's you, favored one."
Like, I have a question. I have this favor, and I wonder, is it enough? There's a slip that goes to 4 or 5 places, and the prelacy currently surrounds it. Is it enough for you to prevent anyone loyal to or working for the Pharisees, the prelacy, from passing through it? Is that something you could do?
The jellyfish kind of creature that is Lace's mouth kind of drifts through the air and says, "Your favor is not sufficient for this."
What about just one passage
One passage?
of the 4?
I don't actually get the question. Are you trying to get like safe passage
The-
for you in the party, or?
The slip goes. It passes to 4 time periods and places.
There's a
Sorry.
kind of a kind of giggling that says, "This one is not inclined to bar passage through a slip. Much favor would be required."
How about fixing a person's body?
Define the damage.
Could you restore a mortal person's body to the fitness that it had when they were, like, I don't know, 20?
Curious. And there's a kind of like turning as it's twisting. It kind of like twists itself into a knot, and unable to unknot itself, literally just kind of tears itself in two. And seems just sort of unconcerned about it. The lower half just kind of drops to the ground. The top half that had gotten torn off regenerates almost instantly and just kind of falls back down as it's like idly pondering.
I look at the ground in front of my lap and choke down bile.
It's just apparently just unconcerned about the damage it has done to itself. You wish to de-age someone?
Yeah, and fix the scars and, like, serious injuries.
Lace's mouth seems to ponder and says, "Name the individual."
It's like, and, and not change their mind, or memories. Like, just their body and, no weird surprises. Like, I don't want them turned into a sandwich or something.
There is a no particular reaction to this statement, other than the awaited definition of whom you're trying to affect.
I don't remember his full name. Captain Harold Catname.
Captain Harold Catname. We all know him well.
That's the cat name part is out of character.
Yeah. As
I just can't remember off the top of my head.
As you say this name, the mouth actually casts medium forward and creates a perfect image. And the likeness is such that it's almost like he's standing directly in front of you, rather it is, except that you can feel the vibration of medium through your musing, and it just kind of strikes you that these creatures' mastery over this stuff is somewhat unparalleled. It took no effort to produce this.
I suck in a breath.
And the jellyfish kind of like hangs behind it. The image. And the image is of Harold the last time you saw him. So right before you left, has the same kind of expression. And Lace's mouth goes, "This is the one you speak of."
It's like, yeah, I wonder if he can, his body can be restored, just his body restored to, I don't know, the point when he was strongest and healthiest.
The jellyfish kind of laps one tendril around and then another one around, and bit by bit is kind of clinging to this image that goes through this as though contemplating, and then Lace responds, "This can be done for a favor, but not in exactly the way you speak." To have oneself changed this dramatically would not leave the mind untouched. This one understands your request to not have one deliberately manipulated, but the creature that comes out of this transformation will not be the same one that was there before.
Don't do it. I don't want that.
The tendrils will kind of like release.
I just gotta look down disappointed, just like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to keep thinking about what I want.
Then bit by bit, the little pieces of the jellyfish bang just kind of like fall to the wayside, and it goes. Then this one will see you again.
It's like, sorry for disappointing you.
Never a disappointment, Muse. And the mask kind of like falls to the ground, and it's like sea foam and viscera on the ground, and it's gone. The whimsies that had disappeared are kind of like peeking back through, little points of light like peeking through the woods.
Oh.
He's gonna sit there for a while, like just quietly sitting with that, occasionally wiping his eyes. And once he has all of that back under control, he's gonna return to the camp.
You find it relatively easily. The fire's gone down a bit, but
He walks over and kind of gently nudges Evelyn awake.
Evelyn, you've been gently nudged awake. Wake up.
Sorry. Also, I'm going to be perfectly honest. I cannot remember the name of the patron who came to me in the beginning of the game.
You should have written it down, girl.
We should go over that because a couple of you, I know the twins didn't have one, so they ended up saying kind of everybody at once.
It was the guy with the hands.
Yeah, you had
Esmedon?
Ganafor. Was the guy with all the hands. I don't. Did we have a Hesmodon? I think we. No, we had. We had Fianni was like the other one that came through. This was kind of like this blinking fairy kind of thing, and then the one that we didn't really figure out was who had visited Nugget. Because I think Nugget just kind of found an instrument on the side of the road, and has perhaps not. Oh no, wait, that's right. You found an instrument on the side of the road specifically because you were found by the insane one, quote unquote.
Fail.
Yeah. So yours was less a person and more an entity, like a force.
So yes. I wrote that down. I nudged awake and I let it stop waking up Hoot.
Hoot.
Uh-huh.
It's like, hey, are you cold?
A little. Why?
I will conjure like a thick comforter and fold it up on the ground and just be like, here, you can lay your head on my chest if you want.
I pause, but instead I just snuggle up with you.
Just wrap his arm around her and just like go to sleep.
Aw.
As you rest, you occasionally are visited by this vision of Harold's just kind of look as y'all were leaving of concern but hope and stuff, and then this just kind of visage of a creature of just enormous gravity, kind of wrapping tentacles around him.
Mm. I see.
I mean that's Fidelity.
Okay.
That sees that. The night passes otherwise without incident.
Oh.
Go
Emily.
on. Yeah.
I had a pitch.
Go on.
You're using the term musing, and I wanted to throw, like, just kind of throw against the wall amusement.
I guess I'd have to see how that works in verbiage.
It's just an idea.
You would have to you'd have to amusement at each other.
You'd have to speak through your amusement.
Okay. I don't know. I'll ponder it.
What we are, a group of muses, could be an amusement.
An amusement. Yeah, it's a gaggle of muses in amusement. Morning comes, as I hear tell it do. And the dawn chorus kind of perks up, and you hear kind of different sounds than you heard when you were closer to the city. These ones a bit more raucous, a little bit more wild, and interspersed by the sound of a snake crowing, which you have not necessarily heard, but it's an experience.
Wait, no.
Oh wait, you don't crow. That's right. You just lay an egg.
Well, I mean, I do scream a lot, so
If there are no
everyone else up.
If there are no roosters around, one hen, or sometimes 2 or 3, depending on the size of the colony, will begin crowing and mimicking rooster behaviors.
Well, you can decide if you want to crow then.
I'm definitely squawking.
Also, a strange sound coming from a snake-like creature. Part of breakfast is served.
I will eat eagerly.
Depending on Evelyn's disposition, the other half of breakfast may be served. We're not certain.
I do not lay an egg.
There are other options.
Come on!
Instead, she offers up an owl pellet.
Hork! I lay an egg, but we break it open and it's balut.
It's just full of malort.
Have you been having sex with sailors again?
No, that's fertility.
That's not true, despite his best effort.
Yeah, y'all are able to get up and probably forage a little bit. You've got a source here. Depending, you might want to capture some protein or something, so that you have some degree of a better lunch than one egg.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Despite it being a fairly large egg.
I will. Let me check my stats here. Do I have anything that could help me? I've got some stealth. I've got one in survival. I suppose I can try and, like, catch a rabbit. Like, land on a branch and just kind of, like, wait.
Go for it. Do a mind exert and survival. I assume this is going to be a more clever thing than specifically physical thing.
Okay, yeah.
We'll say difficulty 2.
Okay. I would like to twist.
Twist.
That's a D4, right? Or did
Yeah,
it change?
that's a D4.
Okay.
There you go.
Hell yeah, got it.
You are watching this rabbit by this little snare that you've put together that you actually learned how to do by reading the book that was given to you. And some degree of communication with Jean-Luc as he was kind of teaching you how to snare rabbits. And it's there, and you're pretty sure you've made it right. And there's this rabbit, and it's looking at it. And it's just kind of like it's going around it. It's looking at it. And everybody's kind of looking at the snare and looking at the rabbit and looking at you. And the rabbit's not going into it. And you're just like, fuck it. And you just bap it in the butt and it falls in the snare. You just like hit it with medium and it falls in.
Nice.
You're like, oh, I got
I have caught a meat thing.
You have caught
Turn this rabbit into food.
Y'all are getting a little bit better at butchery, having had to do it a little fairly often, but usually that's been kind of Jean-Luc's field. So figuring out how to skin this rabbit's a bit of an adventure. And it's tricky because every time you leave it alone for like more than 2 seconds, you just find that like halfway down Nugget's gullet, and you have to pull it out again.
Like, wait, it's not ready yet. You have to feed all of us.
It's like, so not to be hypocritical, but can't Vince just make us breakfast?
I don't know.
Like out of magic?
The question was, can you just make them breakfast?
I could, yes.
Because it is super cool that you caught this rabbit, but it ain't gonna feed all of us. Like 3 tops.
I believe there were actually 4 tops.
That's true. Strangely enough, totally different from the Temptations.
But yes, anything that is not fixed up by the rabbit can be conjured via Vancetta's instrument.
Just as I'm gonna just for simplicity's sake, I'm gonna say that that Harold told them that. Didn't bother mentioning that at for dinner because nobody was going anywhere. But you have to stay close. Don't go more further away from me than a couple of meters from us, because if you do, the food is gonna disappear from your stomachs before it can be digested.
Okay.
That's not great.
You were reminded of the dollhouse that kind of poofed away.
I slide onto Vincent's back, and just be like, I think I can handle that.
Don't you dare! I'm not carrying you.
You barely even notice he's there.
May I sit on your back? I do not weigh much.
You can sit right between my horns.
I'm not gonna become the pack animal for this group, okay?
Okay.
Vincetta's like, but I will.
I was like, fine, and I'll hop over onto Vincetta.
I'll just fly close.
And it's like, you can sit on between my horns if you want.
Okay.
You can even grab onto these 2 little branches in front. So you got
Listen, I know how this goes. It starts with, let me sit down, just for a moment, and by next week we'll be carrying all of you.
I'm just like, aw. I just gotta lean down and hug her around her neck while laying on her back. She's like, you should be so lucky.
How would that be lucky?
Don't listen to him. He's just trying to get a rise out of you.
I mean, that's kind of true.
Da 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 da.
I'll slide off. And I'm just like, fine.
I will continue to sit on Fidelity's horns, though.
Yeah, if somebody gets tired and they need a ride, they can ask me. and I'll let you ride on my back.
Hey, listen, if the need is there, I have no problem with this. You wanted to ride because you were lazy.
No, I wanted to ride because I need to stay. It would be really easy to stay close to you while I digest your weird magic food.
Oh, I knew this was a bad idea.
It's like, no, it's a great idea.
All right, we should get going though.
Just eat your breakfast.
It's like, thank you for breakfast, Vince and Vincetta, and thank you for the rabbit that we got to share. Ambrose.
You're welcome.
Much to the Da Vinci's disappointment, it is actually more efficient to just give people a ride while this is happening. You find that you don't all move at the same pace, and it's difficult to stay in range unless you're all walking. So either the first 2 hours or so of the journey is at a somewhat walking pace, or you're going to play the equivalent of a Assassin's Creed escort mission where your run speed is faster than your escort, but your walk speed is slower. Something that should actually be made illegal. and
yet it is that way in every game that has escort quests.
Yep.
Oh,
And
Which is why it should be illegal.
this is
Because
why.
game designers can't be trusted to be ethical.
Or you can hatch rides, but either way, I suspect you find ways to get this done.
Fine, rides are permitted.
Yay.
That allows you to move on at a swifter pace. You are not at a full speed move because you do exhaust, but you are moving along relatively well back on the road. The road you find as you're kind of proceeding this time through, it's a little trickier because you don't have flyers available right now because everybody kind of has to stay close to each other, so you don't really know what's around any given bend. As you kind of follow it, it actually starts looping inward and heading toward an exposed coast, and you can actually kind of look out toward the ocean, which is a beautiful view, just pristine, kind of untouched in this area. At one point, you think you see a ship, just way off in the distance. Things probably move up and down this coastline.
Nice.
But as you're traveling through, you are more or less unmolested. The road at various points begins to get more decayed, more beat up, and you find signs of areas where it's just been outright destroyed. There's also, every once in a while, setups of rail, like somebody was attempting to build one between these two settlements. But it will occasionally get snared and sometimes just outright bent by something of considerable size. Go ahead and do body perceive at difficulty 2.
for who? Anybody who wants to make it?
Anybody who wants to make it. Actually, you don't have any aerials right now, so let's make it 3.
Okay.
No.
Plus D6. And do we add our exert to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Body exert is 1, but my body perceived is 3, so I get to roll 2d8. Plus 1.
Well,
Nice.
15.
A couple people notice. A couple folks are nearly there, but don't quite. Those of you who notice catch sight of fresh signs. Tracks that look large and taloned in the ground as you're walking. They're mingling around some various spots where there is a corpse of a fresh kill that's been pretty much picked apart. Not much left there but bone and a couple organs that just don't look terribly appealing anymore. But these tracks aren't terribly far off, and they look to be about the size and shape of the creatures you fought the other day.
Hmm.
If you want to do a mind exert and survival, a difficulty 2, you can probably figure out how many there were.
Exert is 2 plus survival is 1. So I just roll that same thing I just rolled.
What was the check?
Mind exert and survival.
Mind exert. What's the difficulty?
2.
I don't make it, but that's fine. I don't feel like pushing.
I make it.
I'll give that to Rowan rather than Twist.
Anybody else? Just
I'm gonna say that, like, not right away, but during the walk, Fidelity would it was like closer here. Fidelity will have like surreptitiously hopped back onto Vince's back.
You Evelyn, you kind of figure there are at least 3 of these things. And chances are, based on nearby just sign, broken branches, stuff like that, they're probably local predators. So they are no doubt in the area still, somewhere.
See, I'll kind of kneel down in my predator eyes. Like, my eyes dilate so much that they just turn into black orbs in my head. Very creepily. Like, have you seen the...
Go on, sorry.
Have you seen the Sphinx in Dragon's Dogma 2?
Yeah.
When she asks you the riddle, her eyes dilate really big and it's super creepy.
Such a good Sphinx. I love that Sphinx so much.
I do that. And I say, there were about 3 of them, and this is probably their territory, so I suggest we best get a move on.
I'm going to remind you, you have the ability to look backward in time.
Right, yes. Yes, I do. I will look backwards in time, and I will take a look-see.
How far back can you go?
Let me double-check that 1 sec. Feather crab.
I think it's a day.
No.
It might only be an hour, though. Let me see if I can check real quick. There, did I? Sees through time. 1 day. At level 5, it goes to a week. So you're at a day right now. Which is sufficient. This kill happened just a few hours ago.
Okay.
You kind of cycle backward as though scrubbing through a video and you actually see them emerge backward from the forest as these kind of spectral figures, and then they're tearing away at this body, and it's definitely the same kinds of creatures you saw before. 3 of them pretty respectable size, actually not quite as big as the one that came after Harold. He wasn't kidding, those ones were bigger than he expected them to be. But still, kind of mean looking for sure. You certainly personally seen the damage they can do to a person. They're going after this thing. Whatever it was, looked like some kind of piece of livestock you can't identify. You'll probably have to check the almanac to see if you can figure it out. One of them had, it's crispy, like it's burned, and you're not really sure why that is until you kind of keep scrubbing backward and you actually see one of the things blow fire at it. They seem to have different abilities than the ones that you had seen before, which scorches it pretty hard. They eat it up, and then eventually it cycles back to the point where they had jumped in from the forest edge. One of them had actually crawled up from the side of the cliff where you're at, coast side, and they'd pincered in on this thing and consumed it before sauntering back into the woods. You can sort of return to the present and see the path that they had taken off over in that direction. And it more or less just confirms that, it is what you thought it was, and yeah, they're probably still local. This kill took place maybe 3-4 hours ago. You don't necessarily know much about these things' metabolism, but assuming they eat as often as people do, they're probably looking for something again.
Yes, I'll say they're probably still hungry, so we should hurry up and go. And start pressing forward.
All right.
You carry on. Did you want to bring up anything about last night, George?
Nope.
Okay.
There's a reason why I did it away from everyone else.
Okay. None is known of that particular variety then.
He's just gonna spend a while, like seeing how long Vince will let him get away with riding there.
Maybe a minute.
As I say, if it goes on long enough, he'll get bored and hop, go somewhere else. But if Vince is like, no, you have to get off, and it's just like, I'm not being lazy, I just want to be closer to you.
No, Vince will not say anything, but kind of like what's it called, like bark his back to
Just
throw
roll
him
him off.
Yeah.
He'll take the hint and leave.
Y'all proceed forward down the pathway for another half hour or so. The pathway, at this point, it's pretty rough. To the point that at this point you're fairly digested, and the aerials can head upward if they wish to get a better view.
I will.
Yeah.
You can both to head up. The digested period on this stuff is always kind of like, it's like food. Who knows how heavy it's gonna sit. You do actually experience this sort of feeling of like a little bit of lightning that somehow kind of like takes place. It's like, oh god, food just kind of vanished, but you still feel pretty fed. So it seems like you got the majority of out of there. Head up to the sky. In another probably 10 minutes travel forward at speed, you see something on the ground. Looks bloody.
I will use my ability that lets me see from great distances and take a look-see.
Okay. There are the corpses of those 3 creatures.
Oh boy. I will fly back, and I'll turn to the others and say, hey, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you remember I mentioned there being about 3 of those creatures?
Mm-hmm.
Their
Yes.
corpses are up ahead, brutally mauled.
It's like, oh man, how long have they been there? Can we get stuff from them?
They seem pretty fresh.
Then we should be careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we should also be quick. See if we can pull anything out of them.
Okay.
I'm gonna take off that direction.
I will flitter after.
You duck forward and arrive at these kills, and they are yucky. They're also very strange. Like it's not like something specifically ate them. It's kind of like they were sloppily dissected. They look like they were pieced out, so that like pieces like the heart and the brain stayed in the body, and the other parts are just kind of torn away to the side, and then not specifically consumed. Like that mess, that meat and stuff is all over the ground. It's ruined. It's been sitting out in the sun, but it's like something tore these things apart in a very specific way. It didn't consume them.
That's incredibly troubling. What do we do about this?
Man, just kind of like trying not to touch it and kind of like tiptoeing around stuff. It's like, all this is useless.
I think what we should do about this is get away from here before we encounter whatever did this.
Agreed.
It's like, yeah, they're right.
Bigotry.
Nothing to gain here.
As always, we're right. Ah,
Anything. I mean, if we have to fight this thing, we'll probably lose more than is worth it.
I agree.
yeah,
We should
including
hurry
our
on.
lives.
Nah, I don't expect that, but like, we could get hurt. Slowed
Mhm.
down, give away our position. Alright.
You just kind of keep going forward then?
Yes.
Okey-dokey. You will proceed going forward, kind of leave the bodies behind. Various scavengers are kind of like poking their heads around, trying to look at this. The meat's good for somebody. They'll start moving in on it. The fact that they hadn't been there before was kind of surprising, but maybe it was relatively fresh. But they go as you leave it behind. What amounts to nature in this place begins to take its course. And you can proceed down the pathway as it kind of loops back inland a little bit more. You can see various parts where the tracks have again been attempted. You also find another watchtower. This one has not been restocked in a minute, and has a lot more of a homey feel in it. Like, it feels like it's been used. It just hasn't been used by the army. People have kind of used it as a way station or a place to eat or something like that. There's various supplies, but they're all from different makes. So people have left, emergency camping gear and stuff in here. Just general travelers trying to be kind to each other. And there is there is a scent that is in this building as though somebody has been here recently.
Should we take a break here?
I think so.
I think so.
If people are tired, I can carry you.
We gotta take breaks. Even
Yeah.
you.
You don't want to push yourself too hard.
It's been real tough riding on Vincetta's back.
I only did that for a minute.
Voice in my head.
We don't want your leg to pop off again.
Mm-hmm.
I hear that'll just happen.
He was born a bug. These things happen.
Sometimes legs just don't stick.
Just like, we gotta make as much time as we can, Harold and everybody else is counting on us.
That is a good point. They are counting on us.
I'm like not even close to tired. If we need to stop, we need to stop, but like,
I would like a break, to be perfectly honest.
all right.
Y'all pile in then?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, you get inside and begin setting stuff up, so that you can, either get some food or whatever it is that you want to do, to help you feel, a little bit more rested. It has been a little while since anybody has bathed. That's a thing you could do if you were inclined to, although you still have more walking to do today. And all that. While you're resting there, you are able to get a little bit more acclimated with the scent that was kind of in the area. That suggests that somebody who was wearing some kind of perfume or cologne or something
Oh.
Something artificial, something that wasn't of the area around. Um, had been in the area relatively recently. Also, the cooking area has like a warmth to it, like a hot thing was put down not long ago.
Hmm.
You said there's a place where we could potentially bathe.
I mean, anywhere. Y'all have like the ability to
Make
conjure
water.
water.
Yep, several of
Yeah,
you
well,
do.
if we're taking a break and somebody mentions it, it'd be like, oh man, I would love to wash up.
Hmm. Agreed. I could go for a bath and a preen.
Y'all may arrange that if you wish it.
You mean like
All right.
you mean like rubber gloves?
I conjure leather gloves. With
No,
my,
rubber gloves. That's what neoprene is.
Oh.
Eh,
Oh, they might not have had that. How do you know about neoprene? Like, did they have that in like the 1800s?
I don't know. Uh, 1930. So
Oh, 1900s. Sorry.
3 years before after my time.
Soon on the horizon.
Uh,
Y'all are able to put together your kind of tornado shower system that you have assembled in the past. And as you are kind of in the middle of it, there is a kind of crunching of approaching footsteps. Um, which I don't know how audible it is if you're surrounded by like swirling water. Go ahead and do a body perceive at difficulty. We'll say 3.
Hey,
Hey, even better this time.
Nice.
body perceive difficulty 3. Let's see, let's go back up. My body perceive is 3, so I get 2d8. And what do we add to this?
Your expert.
Okay.
I make it.
Well, 2d8
Except
plus-
for
There's one.
Tygon, who I think also gets Stalker added.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I think that might be a cat thing.
I'm gonna sit with that failure.
That's okay. Lots of other people noticed anyway.
Well, give me a second to check because Emily changed the layout. Now we have to scroll forever to find anything.
Purple lightning flashes.
Yep, all feline characters can see in the dark and add their Stalker bonus to body perceive checks related to seeing things.
Nice.
I believe this was hearing things.
This is a hearing thing situation.
Oh, okay. Then you don't. Why are you wasting my time with this?
Those of you who hear the crunching can turn around and then see with your eyes as the thing approacheth. It steps out on 2 kind of almost like chocobo-like legs, sort of long scaled taloned things, and peeks around or comes around the side of a tree, looks back over with one just really big eye, like comically like Mike Wazowski like eye, on this sort of feathered orb of a body that's on top of these legs with little chicken wings on it, and has turned and looked at a lot of you, and then hops in like surprise, Thing's pretty big. Probably stands about 5 feet tall. Um, the the body itself has a visible mouth, like big kind of grin, kind of toothy maw that gives this sort of surprised look when it sees what's going on over here, and flaps its wings a little bit at the look over there. And those of you who are kind of being perceptive about it will notice a couple other things too. As it begins to trot over at speed, is approaching the party, rather rapidly. It is dressed. It has like a uniform.
Oh boy.
It's a weird looking kind of hybrid of a uniform, because like its body is mostly round, but it has like kind of a nice looking collar, something that almost looks like a tie. Kind of, sort of, and there's a bag attached to what amounts to its back, that has a kind of cross strap that's sort of like locked as best it can across its wings like a backpack. And it looks like it's staying pretty stable on there, like this messenger bag, but like getting it to arrange that way was probably difficult. And it like kind of charges up toward the party.
So you said it's chocobo legs and a round egg-like body with an eye and a mouth?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
I'll summon my feather darts and ready to fight in case need be.
Vince and Vincetta will kind of like jump forward in front of the party, like being defensive.
As you all get in kind of defensive posture, the thing will skid to a halt, and make this kind of vocalization that is not necessarily words, but kind of conveys this sort of feeling of like a little bit of surprise or something like that. But then you catch a feeling that vibrates in the medium that is your body, projected from the creature, and that one is a lot more easy to discern. It's a little bit like what you had heard from the candles the day before, but it's a much more concise idea, to the point that it's basically language. It's not quite as clear as when y'all are talking to each other and are using actual like iterations of words, but it is able to convey what is a very clear thought of like, hold on, and like friend, and also just like surprised to see Muse, or a recognition of a feeling that you can identify as it recognizing you.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay, yeah. The two big lions will relax their stance. Also looking a little surprised.
Yeah, I'll put my feather darts away.
I'll nervously kind of like give a little wave.
It hops up and down on the 2 feet, excited that it has achieved contact, and you can feel the same iteration of that recognition of like Muse, found Muse, and then there's a new kind of feeling that comes through it that is the same kind of feeling, only broader. Like it's encompassing a larger area, and you can almost kind of see this impression of medium that it wraps all of you, the group and the creature itself, that roughly translates in your mind as notion.
Oh. So this is a notion.
We all are, yeah.
Alright. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm spacey today.
Is this guy's theme song Kom Susser Toad?
I don't get it.
You referenced Mike Wazowski earlier.
Oh, well, it's been a minute since I've seen it. I just need a giant, one-eyed egg person.
Okay, you wrote the music to End of Evangelion.
Wazowski?
Yeah, he's a musician.
He's the guy from Monsters, Inc.
He's the little green guy with the one eye.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the soundtrack artist.
No.
No.
How did you hear one-eyed on top of chocobo legs and be like, yeah, no, that's definitely, I can see the resemblance.
What I thought what I heard was, what does that have to do with Mike Wisgowski? Is it because of his work on Shin Godzilla?
No, it was because of Mike Wazowski's work on Get That Thing Right Back Where It Came From, or So Help Me.
I didn't think about Monsters Inc. at all.
That's
This is
reminding
a very
me.
confusing scene for you. I apologize. No, one-eyed chicken like thing that is carrying a messenger bag, and excited to see you all. And kind of gets closer, and you're beginning to kind of catch the wave of how it communicates now in these sort of feelings that are also general gestures of action. And it kind of slops the bag off its back, and little hands of medium that don't even really look like hands, they're just kind of going in there like darts, pulls stuff out, and it's grabbing just stuff, pulls out spices, pulls out sauces and chutneys and stuff like that, and it's just beaming this idea at you of food.
Mm-hmm.
Food?
Food is good, yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Let's have
And
food.
it puts them all down kind of near where your cooking was taking place, and shoves them forward with medium, and then sits down in front of them and beams a new idea at you and just says story.
Oh.
Will nod, and I will sit down on a little rock, and I will begin to tell the story of how I became a boy from a bee.
It is very interested in this story. As you are telling it, you are feeling a kind of pull from this creature that you kind of identify as it requesting. It feels like it's requesting illustration, like it wants pictures, but you're kind of interpreting it as like it wants some of your medium. It wants the essence of this story displayed.
I will. Let's see. Did I get my medium back from sleeping last night?
Yeah,
That I spent.
you're full.
You
Okay.
also have a bonus one from recap.
Oh no, I had 2 medium when we started because last session I put 2 into the inkwell. So that one brought me up to 3, and then I spent that, and then we slept.
Yeah, but you're fine in the morning.
Okay. I will spend 1 point of my medium, and I will do my hand painting in the air, and I will illustrate this with very, like the bee at the end of Adventure Time kind of look. But, or no, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. He wouldn't know that. He will do it like an illustrated manuscript. Because he knows the concept of it because he's seen small illustrations.
So it's just like animated in marginalia.
Yeah, basically. Kind of like Pentiment.
Oh, just like Sergio Aragonés.
Yep, that too.
The creature is enthralled, and as you are producing this, it will also use its little chicken legs to pick up the chutneys and stuff, and just start putting food together, assisting stuff. If you bring ingredients over, it will collectively cook with you. Seems very personable. And is kind of sharing feelings of excitement or whatever as you're doing it. And as your story kind of begins to transform, it will again dip into its bag and pull out what you can recognize as an inkwell and open it up to retrieve the medium of the story into it.
Okay.
Huh.
I will let him do that.
While this is happening, I will search for the guidebook to see whatever the hell this is.
You dig around to it, and you find a just kind of general description of an ocean. It doesn't really talk much about it.
Okay.
There is a little footnote in the corner, though, that it describes them as quick, says that they're opportunistic hunters, says that they don't necessarily go after travelers despite being fairly large, don't let the giant mouth scare you too much, potentially dangerous if threatened. It's just sort of a footnote that more or less remains to of leave it alone, it'll probably leave you alone. But there's a hand scribbled thing that you recognize as Harold's writing that says sometimes these guys are minstrels,
Oh.
which is a term that you haven't necessarily heard before.
I was going to say, I don't remember.
Yeah, no, it hasn't really come up, but it's something that Harold clearly wrote down.
With Inhumans, it happens usually about once a month.
Wow.
Why?
But yeah, that's all that's in the little guidebook about it. No big calls for alarm, at least.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it will capture the medium in the bottle with the light, and then place it back into its little rucksack. And then is just kind of offering up food supplies for whoever wants to make better food.
Mm-hmm.
Between what it offers and what you have kind of available to you, you can pick kind of a meal of your choice with like, I don't know, 4 ingredients or less, and cook it up if you want, and get some gastromancy to toss into your bag.
Give me a second to check.
Great.
That's all in the stagecraft book now.
Oh, okay. Then I will pop over there. Okay, that's items and trinkets. Oh, I spelled gastromancy wrong. I spelled the gastymancy. That's not
Not the gasties.
not the gasties.
That's what happens when you cook it wrong. I'm there right now. It's page 35.
Oh, thank you. I was a little bit too low. There we go.
You can probably make bonfire stew. You can probably make some blood sausages. You can there's like anything that isn't like requiring a unique ingredient. You can probably put together.
Okay. I'm looking at maybe organ stew. In 10 plus D10 minutes, simplify one check of your choice for the next D4 hours. That might be nice. But if we're resting.
You do have the ability now to store these things when completed.
That's right. We have a bento box.
Yeah. So if there's one that's utility based that you want to just hold on to, you can make it and keep it for later.
Is everyone okay with charred husk soup, perhaps?
That'd be fine.
Yeah,
In
sure,
D10
whatever.
minutes, in D10 minutes, you may re-roll D4 dice anytime in the next D4 hours. We can make that and store it in case we have a series of checks to make.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll add that to the bento box.
You
Scroll
are
down.
able to kind of pull out pots and stuff and put these sort of ingredients together, and it sort of recognizes what you're making and supplies you with anything you're missing out of a very elaborate looking bento box of its own. This thing is much higher quality than the one you're carrying. Has just sort of beautiful construction. And it pulled it out of that bag and grabs a series of different ingredients out of it. But then in true fashion, withholds the last one that you need, this diced leaf, and again kind of looks to somebody else and says story.
I will step forward and I will begin to tell the story of my self-actualization and my journey.
As it listens in rapt attention, it will again produce another inkwell.
and then I'll finish and I'll say, that's the story of my life.
It will pocket your story, or the feeling thereof, and put it in this other will, and it labels them. The language that it's writing in is nothing that is necessarily recognizable in your way. It just kind of looks like scrawls, but they are different from each other. So there is some kind of organization system in play here. It just kind of appears like it's being written with a fountain pen, and then goes back in the bag. And the last of the ingredients are kind of pushed in place so that you all can cook your foods up.
Yay.
And it will assist you with the gastrometry checks, so you don't have to roll for that.
Nice.
Seems generally willing to trade fair for fair. As you kind of complete, and it works its way back into its bag, and stands upward, it hits you with another question that is sort of like destination, or like where are you going?
Like, can't say. Sorry.
Seems disappointed. Seems kind of like slumps a little bit.
Oh.
Looks off toward the direction that you came from, and says traveling.
It's like, yeah, traveling. No big goals. Nothing exciting. We're just learning the countryside. I have a big smile.
Ambrose will nod.
Kind of hops around a little bit happily, and then digs around in its back and pulls out a map. This map is of different make. You don't know the maker this time around. Its landmarks are all kind of the same as yours. The names are all the same as yours, so whoever used it is clearly kind of honoring the same nomenclature. Might be from an allied town, might be from there goes somebody else who just kind of has accepted the same names or something like that, but it clearly isn't from Caterwallen, but is using all the same kind of landmarks as yours, and holds the map up using medium, and then like this kind of pen-like pointer object appears, and it points toward Caterwallen as a destination, and hits you with this kind of like inquiry of like, which way do I go?
It's like, hold on. Let me try something. And he like stands up and brushes crumbs off of his shirt. He takes a deep breath, swelling with medium, and he's going to try to give directions to Caterwallen through interpretive dance.
Nice.
Amazing. I love this.
Do a craftsmanship check, and you can use minor body for it.
Okay. I'll use body. What's the difficulty, 2? Or 1?
I'll call it 1.
Okay. That's good. Because you picked like one of my skills with nothing in it. Let's see here. So that's
Ugh.
Yeah, I don't think I can do anything with that.
You actually can if you're lucky enough. Remember, you can dedicate 2 dice to them now, and you roll d6s.
Okay, I will see if I can get 7 on 2d6. Do I need to spend 2 medium for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh! Does somebody want to donate? Fidelity's trying so hard.
I will. How do I donate to this?
You
I
just
thought
have
I
to
was
hand one
gonna-
over, but it'll cost you 1.
Okay, I'll hand one
do it.
over. I'll go down to 2 for now. That's fine.
If anybody gets dancing, it should be Ambrose.
Yep. As a bee.
Ambrose catches the vibe and is like, watch a pro. Bam! Like, does a little hip thrust and then knocks this medium over and like kicks the top together. There's a long, like, kind of head tilting degree of trying to figure out what's going on here, but as you begin to illustrate more with medium than you do with actual body, it seems to catch the wave a lot firmer. It's just more familiar with that as a language than it is with anything else. And then ultimately, like, kind of trots its legs with delight as it seems to get the idea of where it's supposed to be going. In order to get there, wraps its map up, and like puts that away. Kind of re-slugs the bag, and then we'll kind of like bob up and down a little bit, in a sort of like almost salute. And then tear off at like Chocobo-esque speed, heading down the coast.
The theme starts playing and everything.
The theme I want to submit is hop on Pico, then take that to Colorado, to Colorado to Las Palmas, and that's how you get to Caterwauling.
Oh, nice.
Pico.
Yeah, it just kind of like darts off.
Take that to Colorado. Good. Colorado to Las Palmas.
That was interesting.
What?
No, whatever it was, it seemed nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
It did.
Yeah, see, this is what I wanted to do from here. It's like something cool, like an anime. Not something weird like Game of Thrones.
What's Game of Thrones?
It's like a show. You're just like suddenly very sad looking.
If
We're all
Shiloh
sad after it ended.
You look like someone just murdered your father. Are you alright?
They did.
Not for the
Okay.
first time. Fidelity's like, if Shiloh were here, he'd get it.
Game of Thrones killed my mother and raped my father.
Yeah, your little brush with this friendly notion appears to have gone off without harm. It did, however, eat up quite a bit of time. So you've got probably another 5 hours maybe before sundown.
Okay.
Well, we should press on and as long as we can.
And it's like, all right, let's try to keep our energy up. I'll pick up Nugget and set her between my antlers, and then I'll head off.
I just like the idea of the body shaking around as you're running, but Nugget's head holding like perfectly still.
Exactly what I'm thinking.
Just kind of perched.
Mm.
I don't. Chickens got little legs. I'm sure they get tired.
I think most of the time Nugget's been a snake lately.
I go back and forth, you know.
Yeah.
I was little for those little candles.
Or Nugget just turns to snake, drapes over your shoulders like a luxurious boa. It suddenly becomes just dramatically heavier.
Thanks for carrying me.
No problem.
So much problem.
Hey, I don't even. I don't even notice the weight if it's less than half my total body weight.
That's true. Which may
He
not be the
matched
case
the
at this point. We'd have to probably check. Comparison size, it's a pretty big snake. But whatever. For the sake of it, we'll say, yeah, sure, it's fine. But y'all are able to regain some speed and head off re-energized and fed, and having experienced a first contact with something that is apparently native to Gallerie and didn't try to kill you. Which is
Which
refreshing.
is a change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, sort of like a little bit worrying in that if not for the fact that this thing was wearing some degree of trappings of intelligence, you probably wouldn't have necessarily known. Apparently, it has experienced enough situations to know that it needs to approach with like a warning signal. But presumably, it's not the only one of its species capable of communication, and this guidebook that you're looking at certainly doesn't suggest that they can. It's just kind of saying, wild notion, not that big a deal. Stay out of its way.
I like the idea that it like broadcasts as a warning when it senses other creatures, and you just slowly hear "We Like to Party" by the Venga Boys just getting louder and louder.
Well, that would be a reason to attack.
But yeah, you head off down the coastline to, I think, Little Alarm, till you are ready to kind of camp for the evening and figure out your evening stuff.
Okay.
Which will go more or less like it did before, unless somebody wants to try some new experiments or commune with creatures from beyond time and space.
If there's still time, I would actually like to do that.
Yeah, we can do that. Does anybody want to try to hop back and forth between realms or do any other shenanigans too, so we can put this in the queue?
I think tonight Ambrose is content to just chill with Nugget and perhaps sleep in her feathers again.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very downy pillow.
Yes.
The evening stretches on, and Vincetta and Vince are thinking about something.
Yep.
They are dwelling on times past. What would you like to do?
Well, see, eventually they will like look at each other. So I think it's time. Yep. And then, unlike Fidelity, we are going to see if we can like trade in that favor, and we're gonna go away for that a bit. And, I think Harold said we shouldn't do that around people.
I mean, he was saying like around the city. I don't know if it's necessarily like around people who know, but you can certainly interpret it that way. I just like the idea of Vince and Vincetta being like, I think it's time. Look over to Fidelity. We saw you from across the bar and we hate your vibe. Do you like Huey Lewis in the News?
Who? I don't really listen to oldies.
You started to grow on me, but keep messing it up.
So you dip off to the end, but you inform the party of where you're going?
Yes.
Does anybody want to try to petition to come along, or?
Like, hey, where are you going?
They announced what they were doing.
Oh, I think I may like to do that as well. I will not intrude on your space, but I do have something in mind. So I will find a space of my own.
I'll give you guys some privacy.
I don't know how exactly this works, so. Just Harold gave us the impression that we should be careful with that, so I figured better go away a little.
Yeah, I get that. It's like I wouldn't want people like I wouldn't want people around for it either. Like in case something went wrong.
I just don't want the creatures to fight. I'm not sure if they would, but better safe than sorry.
All right.
A couple of y'all split up into different directions.
It's like, hey, yell if you need help.
Okay.
All right.
To go activate your individual tokens, which is, again, a bit of a curious process because it's not like they have instructions. But you do find that by interacting with it kind of directly, and just sort of like exercising it as you would a limb, it just kind of disappears. And there is a general feeling of the air shifting a little bit, the sound in the forest, the collective music that is in the space kind of changes its tone. And after a little while, there is an approach. And I think the one that came to Ambrose was Fianni, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's pretty small, actually, mouth on that one. It's like a dragonfly-like being with a glowing head and 2 arms and a humanoid torso and a trailing body with a tail rather than legs. Kind of drifts through the forest and actually drifts along sort of on a wind current that doesn't really seem to be blowing for anybody else, almost ambling. And comes up really close to Vincetta, and in an almost teasingly sense, like, brushes a hand kind of across your face, and then beckons to follow. Because all 3 of them had actually spoken to Vince and Vincetta, so apparently whatever rock, scissors, paper determines who's going to speak to you, this one won by virtue of somebody else asking for them at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And heads and like kind of phases through this tree and comes out the other side and is almost like teasingly beckoning for you to follow.
Okay. Yep. The 2 lions will look at each other and then follow.
Could I queue up and try and use my favor after everyone else?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if we'll have time for it tonight, but
No, that's fine.
The Fey creature will kind of like zip and dash and disappear from things and kind of get you to follow it, and you kind of feel like you're being led on this goose chase for a little while, always partially in view, but just out of reach until you almost run into Ambrose. In the same spot, the creature will land on a branch kind of above you, and says, "Fianna sees you."
Oh. Hello, Vinces.
Oh, hello. It appears we're talking to the same person thing.
Yes, the same Mouth of the Patron, I believe they were called.
Right.
And Ambrose will close his eyes and, in his imagination, touch this representation of a token, which for him looks like a honeycomb that he can hold in his hand. And he will say, "Is it possible for me to offer this in exchange for more durability?" And out of character, he's going to try and spend it on passion and vigor.
Okay. One is passion.
That's 47 of the PDF.
47.
It's technically page 46, but
Wait. Oh, I'm in the wrong book. Sorry.
sorry. It's
There we go.
it's in Stagecraft, I should say.
Yeah. Passion enhancements your resilience, gives you improved longevity under duress, increase your wound max by 10, increase your endure by 2. you communicate this to Fienne, and there is this kind of like trotting back and forth on the branch before it bows, and the wings kind of spread out in a rather elegant bow. And it says, "We feel this is a proper exchange."
Thank you.
And there is a kind of like twisting of the medium inside you, and there is a this kind of statement, this booming voice, much broader than the tiny one that you had kind of been hearing before, that just kind of echoes through your entire being, and it just says, "Hold fast while we reshape this." And then the very medium that is your body just kind of thickens and becomes this sort of like redrawn thing by a more skillful hand. That carries the same appearance that you had before, but like something about the rendering just feels more cemented.
Thank you very much. I appreciate this exchange.
The creature kind of goes under the branch and is now upside down and looks over to Vincent Vincetta and says, "Fienne has gifts for this one."
Yes. We want to become better protectors for our friends and those that need protection.
The mouth goes, "How would you accomplish this? Or how would you see this done?" Basically, what upgrade do you want?
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out a way to put this. Oh, okay. Yeah, I actually gotta ask a game mechanics question.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking at the armor exaltations, page 44, 45. Bulwark. Am I already that? You count as a solid object for the purpose of determining cover to those behind you.
Yeah, you're already that.
Okay. Not that then. Let me think for a moment. I'm thinking fluidic grace.
Okay. Get up to there. I was just looking at it.
It's the very first one under armor exaltations.
Right, yeah. That is the the one that I actually came over here to change from evade to endure, because it's a legacy thing. Which you're still welcome to get if you want. It's just an endure boost.
I feel I have enough endure.
If you wanted to do absorptive padding instead, you could.
I'm gonna go with that then. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you expressed that you're looking to just be able to take more damage when you're focusing on it.
Yeah.
And the mouth understands and kind of hits you with this sort of like transformation that feels like your stone has almost been like reinforced by rebar. It just kind of feels even firmer than it did before. It's a very curious feeling, but it's one that you can bring on by focusing on it, by using Endure. And the token kind of vanishes from your minds. And the patron's mouth goes, your favor is granted, and kind of there's almost a celebratory kind of twinkling that regains around it, and it kind of again loops around the branch, and she has, before this one departs, a request.
Okay.
And then Finny will kind of like look at the two of you and say, "Donde? Where is? Here we go." What do you like? You are secret spies, maps, geographic hotel. It says, simple. If on your journey you encounter a secret space, caves, shoals, hidden areas, don't ignore, explore. Tell this one what you find.
Okay. Well, that seems simple enough.
We will do that.
This one awaits your report. And then it will kind of like drift up into the sky and disappear into a point of light.
Nice. And I will stand up from where I was sitting on a little leaf on the ground. And I will fly over to the Vinces and pat them both on their shoulders. Be like, that went well.
Well, I believe it did.
And then he'll lead the way back to camp.
We shall follow.
And that will probably be where we have to stop for there, because I have to go pick up Kiddo.
Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Thank you very much. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to decide if I want to use a favor for a story thing or a mechanic thing.
Yes.
Either one will do. There isn't a like favors are things you can keep finding. You're not limited to like 6 in the game kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't worry about underpowering your character or something like that.
Yep.
Do you gain a level?
If you hadn't asked, I might have given it to you, but no.
Not true.
Not yet. Let's get to a destination before we do that.
That's
Alright. So we're
Right.
level 4?
Level 4.
Yes.
Yeah.
I will look over my powers to make sure everything is proper.
What do we think of the book separation?
I like
Yeah.
The formatting is way better.
Yay.
it's much easier, especially since you told us what was moved to Stagecraft. It's been much easier to go to the book, type in what I'm looking for, and find it.
Mhm.
So I really like the separation.
Yay. Awesome. I've been pretty
Also-
fond of it too. It was a big process to make it happen, but I've been pleased that I did it. I think it works better.
Just waiting. Before bed, I sat down and read as much of Stagecraft as I could get through before falling asleep so that I'd have a better idea of what was not in Muse.
What'd you think?
Smart.
Good.
Yay. We got a couple new features in there that were not in the previous book, including items. If y'all were looking for items, they're in there. And the vocations are kind of fun. There's like jobs that are talked about. You can be a numbral agronomist, a bibliothecary.
Neat. I'm imagining someone just taking like books and just cramming them into like a comedically tiny like vial.
Oh, I actually read all those.
Yay.
All right. John, I have you like the thing I posted.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you all later.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye,
I'm
everyone.
gonna. Yep. Bye bye. I'm gonna go take a nap and then see if anybody wants to do anything.
Sure. Okay.